Yeah, it's going. Okay, cool. Great way to start off. Hi, guys. Sorry if I'm a little dry. These painkillers I'm on right now, they find a way to like suck all of the liquid out of my body and be like, sorry, man, you got to drink so much water and liquids today, and you sound a little hoarse all the time. So that's been exciting, but it's all good. The cough is actually pretty good too, but I don't think that's caused by that. That's something way different. So this is vlog 10. I honestly didn't think I was going to make this many, but there is a desire, maybe. I think it's important that you guys are updated. It's something I enjoy doing. Granted, I don't have the fancy like editing tools that a lot of other vlogs do, nor do I have the patience or the not the stamina or the willpower. I don't want to say I don't care enough. It's just more raw and more open if I do it like this. So, that's what it is. So, first thing I want to say is, when I started this, I never anticipated on getting subscribers, specifically those of you that I have never met. Those of you out in the world that hopefully you've watched these videos and you're like, oh, this guy's going through some stuff. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, going through a little bit. But I originally just started this for family and friends, but it's turned into something a little bigger than that, which is kind of awesome and a little terrifying at the same way. But I just want to say thank you for those that wanted to subscribe, because I think in in the YouTube universe, that's a sign of encouragement, or like, hey, you're doing a good job, buddy. And I'll keep watching your videos as long as you keep posting them. So I will keep posting them. I don't know how often. Depends on a good day or a bad day, but here we are. So something I want to talk to you guys about, or something that was told to me 2 days ago. So going through a unique experience such as mine, there is only a handful of people that have experienced my situation. Cancer, the colostomy bag, big gaping wound, that sort of thing. There is only a sort of rare amount of people that have gone through that. And there's not really a sort of network for those people. Because, well, there's not that many of us, because it doesn't usually happen to young people, but here we are. But I got in contact with a guy the other day. I'll just say his name's Jeremy. Very nice guy. I was put in contact he was put in contact to me from one of the social workers that works at the hospital. And his job he's just a volunteer. He's gone through the same thing I've gone through, and we sat and talked on the phone for like an hour, and it was pretty amazing because like he could tell where I was coming from. He knew exactly where I was coming from, and like when I was talking about like how I felt, and he's like, "Man, I've been there," and it was just reassuring and nice to not feel that isolation, to feel that someone else out there has been through what I've been through and has made it through. Jeremy, I can't remember how long he's been cancer free, but he had a bag too, so he doesn't have a bag anymore. So just these really exciting things that I don't know what my future holds, but certainly promising. So just exciting. But at the very end of our conversation, he said I was encouraging, which I cried a little bit because I've never thought of myself as encouraging. I guess I am in some ways because like I try and put on the best attitude. I try and you know, wake up every day, give it my best, that sort of thing. I don't know. I've just always been like that, and I was trying to think about like, just this sounds weird from an upcoming father's perspective, like how did I develop this sort of encouraging attitude or this encouraging sort of I don't know, personality, and I think it just kind of stems from I try and make people laugh at least every day. I I don't know. I try and help people grow, at least in or have myself grow every day. So either I'm learning something or they're learning something. I don't know. I just try and make the world a better place, I guess. It was just a really weird sort of thing that I shouldn't have been taken back on, but it just stopped, and I wanted to think about it for a little bit. So, just something weird that I wanted to share with you guys. All right, some good news. Next Thursday, have a pretty long appointment at OHSU up in Portland. It's 2 hours long, but it is exciting because it is the first step. Well, one of multiple first steps, but it's like the big first step, like that first giant leap into getting rid of this tumor. So go up, meet with the doctor. We hash out a plan. We hash out what regimen I'm going to do. And it's going to be exciting. Still trying to figure out kind of what, I go back and forth. Everybody says immunotherapy would be really good, which, I mean, honestly, the way I tell the doctors, shove everything into me. If it works, it works. But then there's this fancy new one that just came out. It was approved in January. It's approved for official release to the public to be used on patients, not as a trial or anything, as an actual medication, on July 1st for my specific tumor. So I don't know. It is just good news. It's going to be a long day, because Portland's a little bit of a drive, but it's all good. And it's kind of a long appointment, but I don't know. I'm just I'm just excited about that. And then just my overall being, I'm doing really good. I can't remember in the last video if I had the wound vac on. I think I did. I don't remember. I don't know. I could probably go back and watch, but whatever. Don't have that on anymore. They took the staples out. I have two kind of wounds that I have to, that Fallon and I, or my mom, whoever, if I'm not up to it, we changed the gauzes out, so that way, because they're still a little weepy, but basically my wound is healing really well. All the surgeons and stuff have said they are blown away by how well and how fast I'm healing, which is sorry, I would edit that out, but I don't think I could do that, so just bear with that grossness. Once again, blame the painkillers. I should put a precaution to skip past 9:30 for a little bit while Brandon just hawks up whatever. That's gross. My apologies, but oh well. Bashfulness and sort of civility. I'm still civil, but politeness. No, I'm still polite. Can't think of the word, but not really ashamed of things that go on my body anymore, just because, you know what, life's too short, and it could be worse. So, but my overall being is really good. Bags are doing good. Had a little bit of a fall today, which can be rather detrimental in some ways, especially when you're on blood thinners. So I think I've talked about this before. Oh my goodness, I'm such a mess. I'm so sorry. So probably happened before I went into the hospital this last time, but it was found that I had blood clots in my lungs, which is a very, very common side effect of cancer. Who knew? Thank you, cancer, for once again trying to find another way to mess up things. You big jerk. So I have to take this stuff called warfarin or Coumadin, if you're fancy, I guess. And what it does is it helps make your blood slippier. So when you fall, when you're on this stuff, you have to be very, very careful because any sort of internal bleeding, bruising, that sort of thing can be very detrimental, especially on your head and that sort of thing. So we have, this is what's kind of embarrassing, we have all of one step in the house from our sunken living room, thank you 1978, up into basically the main level of the house. I have handled this step countless times. And today, for whatever reason, probably the painkillers, tripped, lost my balance. Thank goodness, like fight or flight brain kicked in, like good old monkey brain is like, all right, this is what you need to do. You need to do everything to protect your abdomen, which that's where I got the bad stuff. Like I got still this healing incision and like these two gaping holes in my bags and your head. So I was able to reach out far enough to slow my descent to the floor by kind of like not ricocheting, but sorry, there was a call, but it's more important that I talk to you guys. And no, that was no one that subscribes to this or usually calls me or anything. No, I am not ignoring anyone that's that. It was just, who knows what it was. But as I was saying, I was able to slow my descent enough where I was able to throw my one arm out to kind of brace my abdomen so I could cradle, my forearm could hit the floor first, and then I could bring my hand up to kind of get my head. So the only part that actually got hit was my head on my hand, and then kind of this spot on my forearm when I hit the floor. But I'm fine, absolutely fine. Called the docs to make sure. And you know what? I'm at a good enough level where they're not concerned about it, which is good for my Coumadin and stuff. But it's a little scary, a little terrifying because they feed you full of this stuff where it's just like, ooh, you don't want to fall. I'm just like, and that was the entire time I was in the hospital. They're like, you should not fall, and I'm like, okay. And I was really proud of myself. I hadn't fallen yet, but just got really excited with the painkillers, I guess, and really wanted to walk up that step. And I don't even remember what I was doing. Not paying attention is the correct answer, and not being present in my actions, which, well, That's what happens. Bad things happen. It was probably a good wake up call because I've gotten very comfortable in my walking and stuff. So, ugh. Poor Fallon freaked out a lot, which I don't blame her. I feel bad, but we're doing okay. I'm fine. A little bit of a bump. Actually, it's not even there anymore. Yeah, so I'm fine. 100% fine. All right. So with that, I want to talk about emotions. And I've already talked a lot about, I did not realize this vlog was going to be so long, but just go with it. Emotions. So I've talked about emotions before in the past, and emotions have been a interesting thing to me because they're not something that's often shared. Specifically, I would dare say there's this stigma among, or maybe there was, or there still is, I don't know, of men not sharing emotion and that we're just supposed to be this quiet, strong type, which is good. Yeah, props. But I am far more a sharer. But I wanted to talk about emotions a little bit because there's been a wider range of them throughout this entire thing. Now, I think when I talked about when I was first diagnosed, I was, sad and angry and shocked and kind of went through all the stages very quickly at first. Then I came to acceptance and realized, I'm going to beat this. And I've kind of kept on that path, given some waves in between. But I think something that knocked me down a lot was when I was in the hospital this last time, because it was one, very unexpected. Was not planning on going to the hospital and having emergency surgery. Two, this might be a little scary, and I think I talked about it last time, but waking up, being tied to the bed and having a breathing tube, and you can't open your eyes, and you don't know what's happened, you're in pain, and that really messed with me on multiple levels. Like, I don't like to use the word PTSD because I think it's very accurate in this case, but sometimes it gets thrown around a lot when it probably shouldn't. But it was a very traumatic situation that I've had to deal with the ramifications like nightmares and stuff. But emotions have been very difficult with this. And something I've found that has helped is okay. So let me back this up. I promise not to get preachy. I know I have a lot of friends out there that aren't Christians or anything like that, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I still think you're amazing, beautiful people. But I'm just going to deviate a little bit from it. It won't always come up, but I just want to talk about it because I haven't been a very good Christian. I haven't. I've been, kind of fly by the seat of your pants. I've argued that I've been more of a Buddhist than anything for the past, probably 15, maybe 16 years. I've just always tried to be a good person. That's the biggest thing. Always try and be a good person. Have I always succeeded? No. But I kind of walked away from Christianity for a while. But waking up in that hospital and hearing those doctors say, "We don't know how you made it," pretty much. I'm trying not to cry now. There has to be something. There has to be God. At least in my mind. Now it could be blind luck, but I think there's a plan out there for me, and I'm trying to figure it out. I got a lot more emotional than I anticipated, but it's all good. But I just want to let you guys know that I'm kind of on this journey now of personal growth and discovery. Been reading the Bible. Val and I pray every night. We read devotionals. And it's weird is the wrong word, but it's crazy how accurate and comforting it can be. Now, this is in no way trying to sell anybody on religion or Christianity or anything like that. I'm just purely explaining, like, this is where just this event in my life that kind of woke me up, and in a lot of ways it is it has improved my life again. So that's all I'm going to really talk about. I'm happy to chat more. I'm still very much learning my way through this because it is a very large, encompassing sort of thing. That's an understatement. But and just, yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. Once again, more of that painkiller stuff. So this has been more rambly, even though I had a solid outline. I actually did create an outline this time. Yet I'm 21 minutes in, and if you've watched this much, props to you. I would, I don't know, I would give you something through the internet if I could. Like, here is, I don't know, bag of M&Ms or something. That's depressing, but, excuse me. I don't know, because I appreciate that you've made it this far and that you've dedicated 22 minutes of your day, probably more if I don't wrap this up, to watching me talk. Which, if you are impressed about one thing, I'd say how good my beard is coming in. And for whatever reason, this goatee area, which I've thought about just shaving it off and keeping the goatee again, but that's not really the Schaefer way anymore. The Schaefer way is the full beard, the full manly, burly beard. While that might take a little bit longer, that is the correct way to go about these things. Also, Fallon, she shaved my head this week, which she said makes it look more like I'm bald on purpose and not because I'm sickly, which I 100% agree. Like, I look a lot better. Like, when I'd walk by the mirror, I had all these little wispy white hairs and stuff, and I looked sickly, which that wasn't super great for the psyche or the image of myself. But we have shaved it, and I look like, yeah, this guy's pretty good. He knows what he's going on. But anyway, all right, guys. I have used up almost 24 minutes of your time. I appreciate every single one of you. You're always happy to message me. I'm not very good at messaging back because I don't really use YouTube a lot except to post videos. But I don't know. I just appreciate all of you. You are my support. You guys are one of the reasons why I'm getting through this. Your prayers, your love, your admiration, your thoughts, your constant gifts of generosity, which I can't believe it. But yeah, you are the encouraging ones. I don't know if what I'm doing is encouraging and we're just encouraging each other, which, hey, if this system works, let's keep it going, I guess. But yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. And I will try and post another one of these next week, probably Friday after my big appointment on Thursday. and then I have a big appointment on Friday with the surgeon to see how this. So that'd be a good sort of wrap up to the week next week to be like, oh, how's Schaefer doing? Well, pretty good. And I went past the 24-minute mark. All right, 25 minutes in, I'm done. Thank you again. Once again, message me, email me if you have any questions, support. I just love you guys. Awesome. Thank you.